penalties to curb drunk driving. Transport Minister Joseph Nikwe Bukari says the changes are designed to bring greater order and regulation to a rapidly expanding transport space. Members of Parliament took turns to comment on the bill and suggested areas of improvement.
According to the National Road Safety Authority, for motorcycles alone in Ghana, generally, this is not only restrained to or referring to only Accra, 4,186. So if you go to Kolebu Teaching Hospital, I have been a witness, and the way and manner their legs are being chopped off, it's terrible. If we do not take care of some of these things, and we only are looking at the issue of drunk driving, and we are not preparing the people as to how to use helmets, the speed limits, where they should drive, where they should not ride to, when they should respect that the traffic light is red and they need to stop, and we do the usual politics. Speaker, we would have ourselves to blame.
Sometimes, especially when traffic lights are on, the red lights are on, motor riders, they think they don't care about it. It doesn't affect them. If you see them driving, if you are not careful, you crash onto them. So, Mr. Minister, deploy your security officers, make sure that there is sanity on our roads. Because by the end of the day, you have your car worth millions of cedis or dollars, and somebody will use an Okada or a motor bike worth 1,000 or 15,000 Ghana cedis, just crash with you, and even that motor cycle is not registered. You can't identify the person, and the person will just drive on or ride on. These are some of the things we need to address.
Bill 2025 is now read the 10th time and passed.
In a separate development, former Attorney General Betty Modi-Drusu has accused Parliament of failing to women by refusing to pass the Property Rights of Spouses Bill, which ensures fair distribution of property in cases of divorce or death. She says the delay undermines efforts to protect women's rights and called for intensified advocacy against gender-based violence.
Speaking of the 40th anniversary of the International Federation of Women Lawyers, FIDA, the Council of State member Betty Modi-Drusu noted that nearly 16 years after its introduction, the bill under PNDC Law 111 has still not been passed. The former Minister of Justice urged stronger implementation of existing laws and access to justice in every district.
Another failure of Parliament to implement Article 22(2) of the 1992 Constitution. Parliament should enact legislation regulating the property rights of spouses upon dissolution of marriage. I stood in Parliament that same 2009 to present that bill. As the Ghanaians say, Kebashimene. Up till today, zero. Why? Parliament has failed the women of Ghana.
Deputy Presidential Staffer Nana Oyebampo Addo acknowledged the challenges in tackling gender-based violence.
We need to strengthen the institutional framework, make sure that in every district there is domestic violence and victim support units of the Ghana Police Service. And then we make sure that we provide the financial resources to DOFSU, to the other institutions that address gender-based violence.
Director of DOFSU, ACP Owusu Atreme, revealed that domestic violence cases are rising, with over 14,000 recorded in 2024 alone. President of FIDA Ghana, Gloria Ofori-Boadu, highlighted persistent barriers to justice in underserved communities.
The challenges facing women and children today are evolving. There's cyber violence and online exploitation, complex inheritance and property rights issues, new forms of economic vulnerability, and persistent barriers to justice in underserved communities.
The anniversary celebrated FIDA Ghana's 40-year legacy of providing legal aid and empowering young women lawyers in the fight against gender-based violence.
We stay a bit longer in Parliament because a member of the minority group, Habib Idrisu, has criticized President John Mahama for asking two MPs to withdraw a bill they're drafting to repeal the office of the Special Prosecutor. Minority Leader Mahama Yariga and the Majority Chief Whip, Roxanne Nelson Dapiamepo, have initiated a law to abolish the act that establishes the OSP, arguing that the office has failed to serve its purpose and duplicate functions of the Attorney General. Speaking on the floor of the House, a few hours after a statement from the presidency, Habib Idrisu denounced the move and described the action as executive influence over the legislature.
Mr. Speaker, because of the inadequate releases of Parliament and the executive want to control Parliament, now the President is dictating to members of Parliament. When the Majority Chief Whip and the Majority Leader file or intend to file a private member's bill, the President is telling them to reduce it. Why? Their oversight, their rule as members of Parliament. Because of what? To withdraw. We have the official letter from the Presidency to the members of Parliament. But he has instructed that you should withdraw it, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the executive have no authority to dictate to what happened in Parliament, Mr. Speaker.
First Deputy Minority Leader Habib Idrisu now accused persons in the over 1.4 billion SMLGRA revenue assurance deal have pleaded not guilty to various corruption and corruption-related charges. The Special Prosecutor, Kisia Jabin, brought the charges of using public office for personal profit directly or indirectly influencing the procurement process to obtain unfair advantage. Sister Stonewulo filed this report for us.
The court took off to a constitutional and procedural argument by lawyers for Kojo Damwa, who protested the manner in which hearing notice for the day was served on the accused. The lawyers argued that the service breached Article 117 of the Constitution and other standard protocols between the judicial and parliamentary services. The special prosecutor, however, insisted that Kojo Damwa's bail conditions allowed his office to summon him and the other accused persons at any given time, and that it was an exercise of this power that the office summoned all the accused persons on the purposes of service of the notice of hearing on them. The public outrage against the special prosecutor on the extradition of former Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta also got an answer when the special prosecutor announced that the processes have been initiated. He told the court that the processes commenced on 19th November for the apprehension of both Ken Ofori-Atta and Ernest Dako Akori to Ghana by the U.S. authorities. To this end, Mr. Kisia Jabin prayed the court to issue summons to serve the charges on both accused persons believed to be living in the U.S.
Is urging government and stakeholders in health to strengthen policies that support innovation and community engagement for the safe integration of traditional medicine into national healthcare systems. Speaking at a high-level meeting on the sidelines of the ICAC-SA conference in Ghana, technical advisor Dr. Angela Akon raised concerns about weak regulatory framework in many countries.
Across Africa, where a large proportion of the population continues to rely on traditional remedies, the WHO acknowledges that progress has been made. However, sustained investment, rigorous research and stronger partnerships are still needed to address regulatory and scientific gaps. WHO is recommending that African countries expand ongoing integration pilot programs, invest in capacity building, and intensify collaboration between traditional healers and biomedical practitioners. Speaking at a high-level meeting on the sidelines of the ICASA conference in Ghana, WHO Afro-Technical Advisor Dr. Angela Akon warned that without proper standards, traditional medicine cannot be safely mainstreamed into formal healthcare.
Ongoing investments, research and collaboration are still important and key to be considered if we are to promote traditional medicine to the level where it needs to get to. And then I would like to use this opportunity to call stakeholders to action to support policies, to encourage innovation, as well as the engagement with the community if we are to keep the product safe and effective and keep the practice relevant within our healthcare systems.
But beyond regulation, experts say the very resources that fuel traditional medicine are under threat. The head of clinical research at the Center for Plant Medicine Research, Dr. Mavis Bwachiyadom, highlighted the rapid depletion of medicinal plant species in Ghana, calling it a major risk to the future of traditional therapies.
We still have a lot to do in West Africa, and we need to push more for traditional medicine to be recognized and then to be done in a better way. And the most important thing is that we are helping with herbal medicines. We are using plants, but then we are not regrowing these plants. We are not putting them back as we are supposed to do. So with time, these plants might go in extinction. And this is something that we need to work at. We need to put up more of our plant medicine farms so that in the end, we don't get locked up.
The WHO also noted that strengthening conservation, research, and practitioner training will be key to ensuring that traditional medicine remains both safe and sustainable for the millions who depend on it.
Some more here for you, and the Greater Accra Regional Hospital has opened its doors to the general public to showcase its capabilities across all specialties and educate them on health-related matters. The Open Day celebration was attended by chiefs, top government officials, and school children.
The Open Day is designed to strengthen community engagement, foster collaboration, and showcase the remarkable work being done at the hospital. Staff members from various departments, including Pharmaceutical Service, Dietetics Center, Radiological Service, and Dialysis Center, exhibited their equipment and educated the public on procedures at the hospital. Medical Director Dr. Leslie Issa Adam Zakaria said the hospital will continue to champion quality healthcare, innovation, and partnership. He, however, raised concerns about the hospital's consistently high bed occupancy rate of over 95% and staff housing deficit.
The hospital alone cannot make sure that we get the kind of care we deserve. We need the support of everybody. That quality care that we wish for ourselves is what we must always provide for the patients who come in on a daily basis, so that the day we become patients, we will also benefit from that quality care.
Ms. Linda Obenewa Akwele Oklu, the Greater Accra Regional Minister, represented by Mr. Bless Kwame Jake, the Director for Budget, lauded the hospital's leadership for providing an important platform to showcase ongoing advancements in healthcare delivery.
As a leading regional healthcare facility providing tertiary services, the hospital continues to demonstrate excellence in medical practice, emergency response, and specialized care. The event will highlight diagnostic technology, clinical efficiency, and specialized care delivery.
A number of patients gave several testimonies and praised the hospital for recording 0 maternal deaths over the past years. It was on the theme, promoting healthy living through partnership and quality care.
In a related development, Ghana has undertaken a strategic initiative to boost local production of vaccines and essential medicines through the New Vax Farm Ghana project. The initiative, which is a partnership between the government of Ghana, the WHO, and the European Union, is aimed at reducing the country's heavy reliance on imports.
About 70% of all medicines in Ghana are imported, with no local production of human vaccines. The Vax and Farm Ghana project supports the country's 10-year vaccine manufacturing roadmap designed to strengthen health security, expand pharmaceutical manufacturing, and advance the country towards universal health coverage and the UN Sustainable Development Goal on good health and well-being. At the launch, the WHO country representative Dr. Fiona Braka called the project a defining moment for Ghana and Africa, noting that while the continent holds 25% of global vaccine demand, it produces only 0.1% of the supply. She said this dependence cannot continue and praised the project for aligning with WHO's regional framework to improve local production and regulatory systems.
The Vax and Farm project will be looking at the national medicines policy that will be revised to take into account all the different aspects that will enable safe and effective products here. We also have initiatives regionally that are going to contribute to regularization or harmonization of products.
The European Union, through the Team Europe initiative, is also providing investment and technical support, backing Africa's target to produce 60% of its vaccines locally by 2040.
So overall, we have global commitment to MAF+, and that is an envelope of 2 billion that goes continental. And again, as I mentioned, this is part of the Global Gateway strategy, and it also, of course, addresses the African Union's objective to produce 60% of vaccines by 2040. And so with this, you can see we're very much engaged and committed.
The acting chief executive officer of the National Vaccine Institute, Dr. Soji Tete, says the Vax and Farm Ghana project marks a major step toward national self-reliance, improved health security, and a stronger pharmaceutical industry capable of serving both Ghana and the region.
These plants that are being built and those that are in existence are producing anywhere up to 600 million doses a year. And so we've started some conversations with African countries, especially in the sub-region, to see how we can enter into some bilateral deals at the point when we start producing.
The project will run for 24 months with a total budget of €1 million.
Now, the Chief of the Defence Staff, Lieutenant General William Ejapon, and the Inspector General of Police, Christian Teteonu, have issued a strong warning to criminals ahead of the festive season to stay off. The security leaders say that they are fully prepared for any eventualities as the country heads into the Christmas period. Joseph Armstrong Gold Alogui has more in the following report.
More than 736 security personnel drawn from the Ghana Armed Forces, the Police Service, Immigration Service, Prison Service, Customs Division and the Fire Service converged at the Black Star Square on Thursday morning in high spirits. They moved out in over 150 security vehicles, forming 5 operational teams: Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, Delta and Echo, to tour principal streets of Accra. Their mission is to access the 5 major entry points into the capital as part of an exercise to test operational readiness. My team, Team Alpha, took over the Kaswa stretch towards Budumbram on the Accra Cape Coast Highway. Team Bravo moved towards the Tema Aflao corridor. Teams Charlie, Delta and Echo accessed the Akosombo, Ebri and Insawam highways, all critical access routes into Accra. At every major junction, traders and passerby paused to watch the show of force, many taking videos as a security convoy rode past, displaying armory and equipment. At the end of the hours-long tour, the Inspector General of Police, Christian Teteonu, assured the public that the police are ready to combat any form of crime during the festive season.
This exercise that we have conducted today is very good for us to prepare the ground and also to give assurance to Ghanaians that we are ready to protect them throughout this Christmas and beyond. This is also to send a strong warning to the criminals wherever they are, that will go all out and make sure that it will be very uncomfortable for them to operate during this period of time.
Chief of Defense Staff, Lieutenant General William Ejapon, reaffirmed plans to equip security agencies.
As we approach the Xmas season, this is the time that we need to up our game more than ever. We want you to maintain a very deterring posture, be on the alert, and stand by for any eventuality. Under the Big Push initiative, His Excellency, the President in the Republic of Ghana, has assured that the security services will have a very significant chunk of that project.
Deputy Defense Minister Ernest Brojajimfi also emphasized government's commitment to supporting the security services to maintain peace and safety throughout the holidays.
I wish to assure you that the government remains fully committed to strengthening and equipping our security institutions. We recognize that modern security threats require advanced technology to tackle these threats. Accordingly, government will continue to invest in the provision of appropriate equipment, logistics, training, and welfare to enable you perform your constitutional mandate effectively.
This multi-agency operation forms part of a broader effort to test the country's readiness and ensure a safe Christmas for all. Officials say the joint exercise is not only a show of force, but a demonstration of heightened vigilance as the festive season approaches.
For the men and women in uniform, they believe they are ever ready to safeguard this country and its territorial integrity. Hopefully, government will help in retooling both the military and other security agencies to combat any crime or any eventualities. Joseph Armstrong, Gold, TV3, Accra.
And that's all for the morning news on Newday on TV3. My name is Beatrice Seru. Thank you very much for staying with us, and continue on a new day right here on TV3.
2024 is Tetiaga!
Hello, Auntie Abena. You won't believe
continues, but this is where it all began. Relive the
the cashier that you can do. Papa Ro has trained you, Papa. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Such a blessing to come your way again this morning. We're wrapping up the week, right? Today is Friday.
Friday.
The 12th of December, 2025. Charlie, bank account, Brian, do you think you are part of us?
We are managing. I mean, once we start the year, we have to manage.
At this point,
I mean, it's the state of affairs. I mean, once the year starts, the year is going to end, and you know, December and January are always tricky months. But once we have life, we've gone through January, December. We'll party hard, then January, Charlie.
Beatrice, I heard you promising a lady yesterday. I heard you on the phone. I wasn't eavesdropping.
That's not me.
I
wasn't around yesterday.
You were promising somebody.
I wasn't around yesterday.
I know it wasn't me. You haven't called me in God knows how long, and I want to understand why. Your phone is not working, because I know you got a new phone on your birthday just 2-3 months ago. Your phone is not in use, it's not working. Your phone is working.
I mean, on behalf of all other individuals, I want to apologize for that. I think the substantive issue always is that once there's life, there's the chance to be a better person.
That's not what we are talking about.
No, we're talking about a phone call.
That you haven't called me.
Yes, that's what we're talking about.
I'm surprised.
Yeah, that's
no
what
text messages, you don't check on me, nothing.
That's what I'm apologizing for.
I thought I was your baby girl.
You still are.
Jesus
Nothing has changed, yeah?
Lord have
mercy. It's good to see you. It's good to see you once again.
Whatever. Whatever.
How has it been being back? You were around 2 days ago, right?
Do you know how long I've been back? I've even been behind the scenes. I've been back a long time. Ask Beatrice.
It's nice. It's nice to have you back. How about you? How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm great. How are you?
Very well. Who are you wearing today?
He just shifted in there. Yes, but I'm wearing...
trying to balance.
So I see the men always ask you, okay, what's been happening in my absence?
No, hold on. You just hold on.
Okay,
just
honey,
calm down.
right.
Who are you wearing today?
I'm wearing Bellberry. Bellberry is located adjacent to the Chadugo filling station.
Okay.
Yes, so, yeah.
Well,
but I like what you're wearing.
Then I'm going to show what I'm wearing.
Yes, please.
Yeah, this is actually by Woodin.
Since we are all showing what we are wearing.
It's actually by Woodin. Woodin, they've been styling me for the last couple of weeks, and I like it. I just like what they are doing with the colors. But yeah, it's by Woodin. Your turn now. What do you want to say?
I'm wearing a machua. A machua is who I am wearing. So for both the top and the skirt. Well, Beatrice says she wants a skirt. I'm going to look for one in your size. Are you a 10? Are you a 10? Or an 8?
No, 8. Oh.
Wow, 8.
Okay,
so somebody wants the hair. Anita wants the hair. Coco wants the top. You want the skirt. Akable wants the human being. How about that? Listen, you need to cash out big today. This is how we are gearing up for you to cash out big today. It is the bonanza. It is the cash out bonanza today. Akable, this is what we are doing. We are dishing out 10,000 Ghana cedis in total. So the first winner will take away 2,000 Ghana cedis, the third one 3,000, and no, the second 3,000, and the third and final one will be the big one. 5,000 Ghana cedis this morning. You know the tradition.
Mama Cash.
Mama Cash is back. Cash Money Cookie is back. Get in the game now. In fact, you will do the first one during the big issue. Yes. So just when we finish the first topic for big issue and you're about to take the second one, we'll do the first draw. So please get in the game now. *439# if you're a Telecel or MTN subscriber. Please choose option 2. Which option are we choosing today, Coco? Is it 8? Yes, we are choosing option 8 today. Please choose option 8. One play will cost you 10 Ghana cedis. Play as many times as possible because there's 10,000 Ghana cedis at stake. Guys, what are we looking at this morning?
Yeah.
A whole lot.
You know, yesterday, Parliament finally passed the bill
Okada
that will support Okada. So, so, and tricycles and... all the others aside from vehicles that fall under this category, just for commercial purpose. Right. So that's the emphasis there. Right. And we watched the argument on the floor of Parliament. And one of the MPs said that you'll be driving and the traffic is red, the light is red, and the rider will just move. Sometimes they hit, we drive in Accra, we know how they ride.
And he said you'll be using your very expensive car and then they'll use your 15,000 cedi Okada.
I said 1,000 to 15,000. Yeah, but it's serious. Goodness. So I remember before it was passed, you know, the association had raised a number of issues with some of the details in there.
Yes.
So I'm hoping I would go back to it again, some of the things that came up. But I saw it, it looked like they were going to be very strict
This time
with,
around.
yes, how you get the license and how you operate. So hopefully they finalized it, it looks clean, and when it is red, all of them stops.
Okay,
I mean,
so it's for motorcycles,
Yeah.
tricycles, and quadricycles.
Yes.
Which one is that? Oh, the quad bikes.
Yes, the quad
Oh,
bikes.
the quad bikes. Okay.
Yeah, but
okay,
I mean,
okay,
the
okay.
good thing about it is, so I mean, a lot of the talk has been around the Okada and all those things. Beyond that, the bill also reduces the limit of alcohol intake. So there was a certain standard that we had where if they ask you to blow on the breathalyzer and all those things, it has been brought down a bit again. Also, in terms of licensing, to the age has also gone down from 21 to about 18. Then also the issue of seat belts and children under the age of 12. If you are driving a vehicle and you have a child under the age of 12 in the car, you have a child under the age of 12 in the car and a child is not in seat belts, they hold you responsible. The child again has to be in appropriate way in terms of the type of seat. You know, the seat that we put at the back for the kids. The child is not supposed to be at the front.
Yes.
So it goes beyond, it attempts to make key changes to our legal framework for such means of transport and vehicle transport generally. But the conversation has centered around the Okada issue, a campaign promise that has been fulfilled, but that is also one that we have to look out for. So I think it's something that our viewers can call in and share their views on. We also know that yesterday the request from the president, the president asking the majority leader and the chief whip to withdraw the bill that they were seeking to
repeal the
office. You know, people have been using directive or request. It's actually a request, but if the president publicly requests that don't do something,
you take it as a directive.
I mean, he has told the whole world. He didn't call you on phone. He didn't call you on phone. He has told the whole world that
directly telling you
he has
that
told the whole world that he has asked you to withdraw. I mean, the question now remains that what are you going to tell the world? You're going to continue with it.
No, you cannot continue with it. It is very dicey.
Because those two individuals are part of the government. Anyway, they are NDC members.
Well, NDC members.
They are
also in different arms of the government.
I understand, but they're already complaining. The minority side is already complaining that the executive is imposing their will on
Well, the executive will tell you that
business.
it was a request. You can choose to turn it down.
So it's not an imposition.
Yeah, Mahama Ayariga can decide that, well, His Excellency, I've heard you, but I want to go ahead.
But he's in
and do
charge
what
of government business. You're going to disobey your...
Well, I mean,
your
those are
boss?
matters. So
Indirectly.
we'll discuss that with the usual Friday panel. We'll talk about that. We'll also touch a bit on the Pandai situation as well. We know that the election in the Ray is to take place on December 30, but we've heard from the former Vice President, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, who is accusing the government and the Electoral Commission, for that matter, of attempting to railroad its way and have the MP removed. That's basically what he said. We will hear from him and discuss that with the team as well. So it's a very packed show. There will be sports as well. We'll also talk about other matters. Oh, yesterday I enjoyed the conversation with my lecturer, Oladike, you're talking about divorce, marriage and all those matters. Yes,
should have been here.
I enjoyed the conversation.
Yes.
I was watching you guys.
Yeah.
You were asking a lot of questions.
Oh.
You asked a lot of questions. You were asking a lot of questions.
Which part of it
Really?
did you enjoy?
Yes.
No, every part
Is
of
it
it.
a
I mean,
bit
I think a lot of the
you-
time, people are really confused about, particularly about customary law marriage.
Right. Yeah.
That's where a lot of the confusion is. You know, they do customary law marriage on Friday and they do ordinance marriage on Saturday.
Sunday.
Or sometimes
Saturday.
Sunday.
Of late, it's even Saturday
It's even
and
Saturday.
Sunday,
Yeah, I
yes.
mean, they do.
But like in recent times, it's actually the same day. The first one is in the morning, and then the next one is in the afternoon.
Then what you people do, you call it engagement.
Which people do?
You call it engagement. Is that what you guys call it?
Yeah. We all call
They
it
say that
so.
I'm going for engagement on Friday.
Yeah.
That is customary marriage.
Yeah, that is.
So that marriage on Friday is potentially polygamous. Then Saturday, it becomes monogamous because you've now signed.
No, yesterday
So
he
it
didn't
switches.
use the word
That's what it
polygamous.
means?
He said
No, potentially.
Yes.
Potentially polygamous
No,
because
he said
once
protegenous or something because polygamous means that both the man and the woman
yes,
can
but this time
marry
it's just the
more.
man.
But it's just the man
Yes,
because of our culture.
Absolutely, yes. So I mean,
so
it was an
unfair,
interesting
so very
conversation.
unfair.
Yeah.
Because
Is the cultural?
But I'm surprised he's interested in that. Is that what you're looking
AF
forward to?
one.
The customary
them?
one because you want to have more than one?
No, it's not. It's not.
to get
Is
married.
that what you want?
To marry more than one.
Yes, so you want to go for the
See what the two of
customary
you are
one.
doing to me this morning here. I want to take the two of you and put the two of you in one house. Oh goodness. There's a message actually. Let me show you something. Relax, calm down. I'm not the only one who feels the way I feel. Let me show you something.
Okay. Show us the message.
There's a message that was sent.
It came from a gentleman, I'm sure.
Yes.
From a woman.
You just look at it.
I should read it.
Yeah, look at it here.
What did it say?
Good morning. Please don't allow Beatrice and Cookie Tea to intimidate you this morning.
So you imagine, I'm taking these two human beings, one house, hey, one bedroom. Hey, those who are married to more than two, they sleep in the same room. Cookie, do you have any idea about it? They sleep in the same room.
Should I place a call to someone for
the same room, like one bedroom, the two of you.
Should I place a call just to find out?
No, I want you to imagine. Like the two of you. With
Aziz Nola has a message for you. He says, Beatrice, your outfit is electric and elegant.
Thank you.
Her performance and presentation is top notch. Listen, my wife is jealous about your outfit, Cookie. Like Aziz
Nola. Should calm down.
Hey, Rhonda, good morning to you and the kids. I know you are watching. I've also gotten a message that we should stop bullying you. Okay, so we will stop.
So
Prince Henry, yes. Prince Henry Koforidua, is that what you read?
Yes,
stop
that's
intimidating.
That's the same message.
Prince Henry also swear yes, and we're just having,
No, but they shouldn't worry.
Are we bullied? Do you feel bullied?
Not at all.
Do you want to take us to court?
No, you can't.
So
No one can bully me here on earth.
So we are fine.
No one. I was only making reference to it within the context of the suggestion that I want to have two of you in one room, like one house.
You can even have 3 or 4.
No.
In fact, for the traditional, you can do. I mean, it's limitless. It's only the Islamic one that you have up to 4.
One is fine.
Want to try?
One is fine.
Today you eat jollof from Amma, tomorrow
Don't worry.
Let's get into this morning now. Phone lines activated. Let's get to know what you think about the Okada bill that has been legalized. And the ultimate aim, we are told, is to sanitize transportation services here in the country. So it's not just Okada, it's actually to make sure that you are much safer on our roads. Get on the phone lines this morning. Let's know what you think. But whilst at it, remember that you can win 10,000 Ghana cedis altogether this morning whilst you cash out with us. *439#. Get in the game now. First person to win 2,000, second 3,000 Ghana cedis, and the final one will be 5,000 Ghana cedis. Altogether, 10,000 Ghana cedis this morning whilst you cash out with us. *439# if you're a Telecel or MTN subscriber. It's still TV3 Newday with all 3 of us. You're welcome to this morning.
Bill 2025 is now read the 10th time and passed. 2025 is now read the 10th time and passed.
So now read the 10th time and passed, and according to our road minister and according to Parliament, the Road Traffic Amendment Bill seeks to sanitize road transport services. We've had several issues involving road users, and this bill aims to introduce stricter punishment, enhance safety measures, and ensure the effective and efficient use of our roads. That's what the road minister told Parliament yesterday. Get on the phone lines. Let's know what your thoughts are on this matter. We know that to many, they may cause a nuisance, but they are also very efficient when it comes to delivery of services for the most part. But let's know what you think about this bill that has finally been legalized yesterday in Parliament. Our first caller is on the telephone lines. Hello, good morning. This is TV3 Newday. It's a Friday, and you're welcome. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Yes, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, I hear a child crying in the background. I hope he or she is all right. Talk to us. Hello, good morning. I think we've lost it. Oh, you're still there?
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning. Talk to us.
I'm calling from Boko.
And your name is?
I'm called Awumbila John.
All right, Uncle Awumbila, please talk to us.
Yes. May I take this opportunity to thank TV3 for introducing BBC Focus on Africa from 4:30, from 5:30 thereabouts. With the what do you call it? With this woman, what have made me to even confused. Hello.
Yes, sir. I'm listening. I'm lost. We are talking about the Okada bill that has been legalized in Parliament.
With the Okada bill, who advise that they should give them identification and proper. If you have no license, they shouldn't allow you to be riding. If you have no mirrors, if your mirror is not there, it's not working, please, we should advise them to stop using Okada. It shouldn't be like anybody at all who take Okada he rides. No, it should hold license and proper identification. Thank you.
Thank you too for calling us this morning. You can also let us know what your thoughts are on the legalization of Okada or the Okada bill that has been passed. Another name for it is the Road Traffic Amendments Bill 2025, which is officially running at the moment. Let's know what you think. Akabla, do you have messages for us? Please, let's get ready with messages. But there's another caller on the line before I pass it to Beatrice. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Good morning. How are you, sir?
Very well. This is TV3 Newday. Your name and where you're calling us from?
Yeah, this is calling from Volta region.
I can hardly hear you, sir. I heard you say Volta region, but I didn't catch your name.
Togbi Domafa.
Togbi?
Domafa.
Ayo, Awezo. Let's hear you this morning. Miracle Amy phone. Miauche.
Yo.
Okay. Togbi, Miracle Follow. I can hardly hear him.
The line is not
Well, he's talking about the Okada business, and if I heard him clearly, I was struggling. But he says it's a good thing that they've introduced this bill, and hopefully it works out for all of us, something to that effect.
Okay, I think we have, yes, Sani from Wale Wale. Good morning to you, Sani. I hope you're well this morning.
Yes, good morning, madam. I'm very fine. And today is Jummah prayers. I want to wish your cherished listeners in Wale Wale a happy Jummah, and then Madam Kukichi, yourself, and then Akabli, all of you. I greet you, especially the 2024, 2020, and then 2016 parliamentary candidate for the NDC, Honorable Abubakar Abdallah. I greet him wherever he is, and the health insurance manager, municipal health insurance manager for Walwale, the Kura Adams Sumani, and then the MC for Walwale Radu Jabba. I greet all of them. Yes, I want to say that, yes, this bill is welcoming, because this Okada and then tricycle business has come to stay. And it is not only in Ghana. Across the African country, they have become a common means of transportation because of the easiness in which they are able to navigate the traffic and all that. So it has become something that we cannot do away with. Even in northern region, Wali here, we have them. We have the tricycle here too. So I think it is proper that we regulate them by making sure that they get some kind of training, okay, with regard to road safety regulations and all that. And those of them, I know there are some minors who also, drive them. I think that after the minors, then we have to make sure that they leave the work, because it is not proper for them. But in Accra, most of them who do it, in fact, they come from the northern part of this country. I've been in Accra from several times, and I know some of the guys. They are here. They are from northern part of the country. And the reason that they are doing it is they want some kind of, they want to get money so that they will transmit it back to their parents, okay, to take care of their family, and then to even make sure that they gather some money to come and continue their education. Some of them are graduates from the university, the polytechnics, and all that. They want to continue. And the others too, they don't have a job to do. So that is why they are doing that. So making sure that it is regulated will make them stay there, okay, and get something so that they'll come back and continue. Some people were saying that, oh, we should just sack them. I don't think that is the proper thing that we should do, because already we are complaining of what? Unemployment. And then when we sack them, don't forget that the devil will always find, work for the idol. So these people will end up in the Galamsey side, okay, and some of them will also engage in a robbery just to find some means of to send their family and all that. So I think that we regulate them so that they will do their work very good. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Sani, for joining in, and of course from Wali. Thank you so much.
Okay. Some messages are coming in already, but Beatrice, pick the second caller and then I'll get the messages.
Good morning to you, sir. Thank you so much for joining us. Your name, where you're calling us from, what's on your mind?
My name is Mark. I'm calling from Gosu. I have origin.
Okay, great. Please tell us what you think of what we're discussing this morning.
Okay. I think John Mahama have even delivered his promise concerning of legalizing Okada. I think it's a good thing. It's a good thing. It will ease traffic, and then we have some places where you will be going, and then there will be a chunk of traffic you will be passed through before you get to your destination. When Okada bill approved, and maybe if you are going somewhere, maybe you will be fast and through that Okada. And I think the government is doing a fantastic job. Thank you.
Thank you so much for calling us from Goso. Thank you.
Mensa Majid from Bechem, Toronto says, good morning, Cookie T and Beatrice. Well, Akable is also here. Says, I've really missed Cookie T on the show. Well, I'm back. Many youth in Ghana are into Okada riding, so legalizing it is a very good idea. My regards to Honorable Alaji Ishak Dauda, Managing Director of Christia Sankofa Gold Mines. Well, Mercy Lai also says, I pray that this pass will not give them the license to misbehave on our roads, since they act as if they favor the country when they behave well. Sherry Giovanni, I miss you. It's been a while. She says, good morning to Ghana's Michelle Obama Cookie T, Beatrice Abana Edu. She knows all your names.
I'm telling you.
And Joseph Akable. We always have fine laws in this country, but the enforcement has always been our challenge. The National Road Safety Authority has to do a lot of education, because a lot of these Okada riders, especially those in the countryside, may think the law allows them to misbehave on the roads. The MTTUD and the police must enforce this regulation. Good morning to Miss Yvonne Ahiawoji. Another caller on the telephone lines. This is TV3 Newday. You're very welcome.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning. Your name and where you're calling us from?
My name is Yaya. I'm calling from Tamil Central.
Okay, Yaya, let's hear you.
Thank you for the opportunity given me. If we are going to legalize it, then we have to make sure that the proper people have to do it. The right people have to do it. Because one was saying so. One day like that, somebody picked me a lift. But at the time I got to realize the person is a total drinker. The way you were riding the motorbike there on the road.
Oh, wow.
I couldn't tell him that, I want to arrive here. I forgot to say at the back. Then I'll go back and pick it. So later, in fact, so they should make sure that those who are going to use this Okada, they should make sure that they will train them well, they will license them, so that in fact, to avoid road crashes and on the road. Other than that, the way life is now, if you play mistake and somebody take your life off, that is all for you. Your family is going to suffer, your children are going to suffer. So they should make sure that they will make it well, proper, so that our roads will be penalty, and then those who are going to use it will also benefit.
Okay.
Let me extend my gratitude to my honorable member of parliament, Professor Adeduman Masidu, and how Nigeria. Good morning. Have a nice day.
All right. Have a good day too. Enjoy your weekend. More messages coming in. Akable, help us with that one, the one from Eliezer. But there is a message from a world-class university right here in Ghana. It's called Rosebank International University, a strong South African university and a brand of AV Tech Group. Africa's largest private education provider with 146 schools across 5 African countries and over 100,000 learners, and partly owned by the World Bank through the IFC. Rosebank International University is fully accredited by the South African Qualifications Authority, the British Accreditation Council, GTEC in Ghana, City Guilds in the UK, and Capsicum Culinary Studio. At Rosebank International University, we offer a Doctor of Business Administration, MBA, Masters of Science, and Master of Philosophy in Digital Marketing, a Bachelor of Supply Chain Management, targeting professionals in freight forwarding, customs, and all of that. We offer hospitality and culinary arts available at diploma, undergraduate, and postgraduate levels. Now, our ICT has BSc Information Technology in Business Systems and IT Computer Application Development, all carefully designed to equip you with the skills and qualifications needed for a very successful global career. Our mission is very simple: inspiring excellence. Admissions are now open for the January 2026 academic year. Visit our modern campus at Airport Commercial or Perbia House, Accra, or you can also apply online www.riuc.edu.gh. Rosebank International University, building global citizens.
Well, some comments that are coming through on the various social media platforms. This one here by Eliezer, you say that, I think it's one of the most progressive moves to mitigate unemployment. I don't know about the Okada business, how it's run in the city, but for me, it is the main conduit of travel. I'm a graduate of UCC. Okada has been my sustenance all through university and still is. We have to be responsible. We thank the government for the official recognition. Another one here from Ralph. You say that you think the passage of the Okada bill is a welcome news. However, the way we do things in Ghana is my problem. You see, the English-speaking African countries, our implementation of laws are not stringent. I hope they'll be regulated effectively, just like the French. When you go to Togo, Benin, they are well organized. Well, I've been to Rwanda. It was very, very well organized in Rwanda as well. So I think it's more of how the laws are enforced in that country. There's this other message here from Stephen Kwen from WA. Okay, you are talking about something else. You said your concern is about the successful arrest of Abu Treka by US operatives with the collaboration of our security personnel. Ghana cooperated with the US, so why is it difficult to arrest and repatriate Ken Oforiatta to face the 78 charges?
There's a message from Simon Yenwa in the Upper West region. He says, hi Beatrice, Cookie T and Akable. The passage of the Okada and tricycle bill is okay. I'm however worried about a number of issues. The age of the riders or drivers, more than 80% of them are underage. I think this time around they've been very specific. It's 21 years.
Yes, it is.
So
is it 18 or 21? 18.
Okay, but there's also 21 because there was a point it was 25 and they said it was too much.
Now it's 18.
They should reduce it. They have no regard for traffic regulations, which is also another major concern. I wonder how many of them actually have the requisite license. Well, they are required now to have a license. The dressing of most of them is despicable and disgusting. They need to work seriously on their youth lifestyle. The authorities that be actually have a lot of work to do. So that's from Simon Yen Wa in the Upper West region. I think we have another caller on the line. Good morning to you, sir. Thank you so much for joining us. Your name, where you're calling us from?
Good morning.
Oh, good morning. I suspect Hajia from Medina.
Yes, that's Hajia Akumapa, the freedom
Hajia, I'm fighting with you. So, Hajia, the Salah meeting never came.
Oh, your Salah meeting is still in the fridge, oh, sister.
All this while.
How to prepare it? If you are still with...
Hajia, just Medina and Kanda.
Since you asked me, I'll prepare it and bring it to you as a Christmas gift.
So if I didn't ask, it would have been next year.
It's there in the fridge. Me, myself, because I don't eat meat. Every day my husband will say, oh, Hajia. So I try and got you some meat for these people.
Hey.
So we can prepare it for them.
Yo.
So please forgive me.
We are waiting.
Okay?
Hajia, we are still waiting. Talk to Beatrice.
Wallahi, I'll bring it.
All
and
right.
if you want it fresh too, I can bring it fresh so that you can prepare fufu with it.
No problem. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's a
Let me
bonanza.
thank His Excellency Don Dramani Mahama for the good work he's doing for Ghanaians. And also thank the National Security Coordinator, Alhaji Razak, for his good work. Today in Ghana, we are at peace. At least, we are not afraid when we are working. My only advice to him is to carry up and intensify the security in this country. And let me say thank you to Nana Jane Opoku Ademan, the Vice President, for the way she's managing the economy for us and her Finance Minister. My sister, about these Okada riders, I'm very happy this morning. Since yesterday night, I'm happy. But my advice to my brothers who are riding Okada, today that you are legalized, please try and follow the rules and regulations of the DVLA that they bring to you. If you don't have license, do your license. Register your motorbike. If you have any dress code, please try and do and get your dresses neatly. When you are coming to work, iron them so that when somebody picks an Okada man, the person will not just talk to you anyhow. I'm appealing to the government. They should try and also look at the Kayaye. If there is anything that they will do for the Kayaye to gain their respect. Because if people take Kayaye, the way they talk to them anyhow, no, it is too much in this country. And these exporters, they help a lot. The same as the Okada is helping. But my problem with the Okada is they charge too much. If you go to Togo and Benin, Okada prices is less than the truck. But in Ghana, Okada prices are too high.
It's true.
Now that they are legalized,
it's true.
yes. Give them
they come and it's more expensive than what they are delivering.
Faster movement.
Yeah.
Do you understand me, my
Yes,
sister?
we understand.
Then finally, I'm appealing to the government to look at Medina and give our MP a good appointment so that he can take care of his youth. That's my appeal to him.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much as well, Hajia Akumapa.
Looks like another private member's bill would have to push for headquarters bill in Parliament.
It comes down to it's a function of the market.
Right.
Because a lot of people just pick the Okada because they are in a hurry.
Yes.
So it means that the time that they make a lot of money
so
is...
it's the convenience.
So they are just exploiting.
So the convenience
not necessarily exploiting. It means that people normally don't pick it. They only pick it when they are in a hurry and there's a lot of traffic.
Not necessarily.
So that's why they
sometimes you don't want to go to the shop or the boutique. You ask the Okada rider to bring it.
Right.
And the rider charges more than
but if you want to put the same thing in an Uber or a Bolt or Yango, it will not get to you faster. So you want it fast. That's how come it comes at that amount.
Defending them,
no, not defending them. I'm explaining the market. I mean, I disagree with them. Sometimes you order food and even a delivery, you may it's almost around the price of the food sometimes. So I have that challenge as well. But that's how the market unfortunately operates. Yeah.
Well, another caller on the line. Hello, good morning.
Hello, Beatrice.
Yes,
Hi.
sir.
How are you?
Very well, thank you, sir.
Alaji! Alaji, today is Friday. Oh. What time are we going to the mosque? What time are we going to the mosque?
Around 12:30.
Okay, all right. I'll be on standby for you. Talk to us this morning. Are you happy that the Okada bill has been passed in Parliament?
Yeah, I'm happy.
Okay.
But let me listen to Shamina Musha and Alaja Alasan and Sama Okukampo and the Observer Chief of Staff.
Right.
And Senator for first of Parliament for what we did to us. Is it 215?
Alaji.
When you look at the President John Dramani Mahama, how he fulfilled the promise, I think Daniel will applaud for Excellency John Dramani for what he did to us. Because he promised the federal riders that, and we will legalize your father. So I think they also understand they will finish the trial process. They will not have down with the cities in this country. I think that is what we need in this country. If any person who violates the law needs to deal with that person. Because we can look about the Okada riders suffering here and there. I think that cannot help us. Because if we say we don't legalize it, they will oppose. But as we legalize it, I think it will encourage them and they will do the good thing and follow the right process. Look at the roadside, how accidents working at the roadside. When policemen came to them and they panic and they want Harry to move. Don't create the accident in the room. So I think now, if you see the policeman standing for the traffic light and the person is panic and you want Harry to go, because of that, we see Excellency Mama President who thinks far away, who think about the country, who think about the people. So let's keep on praying for Excellency Mama and we continue doing the things for us. Lawyer, if you come up, you just send my vision to him. I will visit you in TV3 today.
I'm waiting, Alaji. I'm waiting. 12:30, we go to the mosque together, okay?
Yeah, okay.
Fantastic. All right. We're still here. We're talking about the Okada bill that's been passed in Parliament yesterday. It is to sanitize our transport services ultimately, and we are asking what you make of it. Beatrice, you have a message to read out?
Yes, there is Kwamina Acidity. I have for Atrensua. Says, good morning. We thank God the visionary leader John Dramani Mahama fulfilled his promise he made to Ghanaians. Okada legislation is a good one. Best regards to hard-working MD of Prisia Sankofa Gold Limited, Honorable Ishak Dauda. Kwamina, thank you very much for your message. But remember that the United Nations Population Fund, in collaboration with the Otumfuo Center for Traditional Leadership at the University of Professional Studies, Accra, invite you to a stakeholder engagement seminar themed Gender-Based Violence, the Role of Traditional Leadership. How can traditional leadership help address and prevent gender-based violence in our communities? What role can community leaders really play in promoting change and encouraging a culture of respect and equality? Well, the speakers for the event are His Excellency Dr. John Michael Vista, a Norwegian High Commissioner and Special Guest of Honor. Also, Honorable Dr. Namo Molate, the Minister for Gender, Children and Social Protection, Manye Amponsa Dokua, the third Paramount Queen Mother, Osudoku Traditional Area. Honorable Francis Xavier Susu, the Member of Parliament for Medina, and Christian Tutoyonu, the Inspector General of Police. It's on the 12th of December. That's actually today. Yes, at 10:30 a.m. Yes, this morning at the UPSA West Wing Kofi Ohini Konedu Auditorium. So you can join them, have a time of learning, discussion, and collaboration as they work together for a more peaceful and unified society. Remember that. For more inquiries, you can contact them on 024-358-5061. And remember to be there. It's at 10:30 at the UPSA this morning.
Have we read that message from Kwamina Acidity?
Yes, that's what I just read before.
That's what you read, right?
Yes.
Okay. And then the one from Stylish Wrapped in Dana, has it been read? Okay, let me just read it before we go. The government is trying to regulate the Okada industry, which is a good step. However, it's also important to look at how some police actions might be contributing to the problems with Okada. There have been reports of police taking bribes and harassing riders in areas like Kaneshi, Flamingo Traffic, and Accra Central Police Station. Some riders are being arrested and charged with large sums of money between 100 and 500 Ghana cedis, which isn't helping the situation. Well, that's what you are saying. If you can verify, then let's know that this has been verified. But
you know, when you said Flamingo Traffic, I said Alfred Traffic.
Is that where he lives?
No,
we call him
Mr. Flamingo.
Oh, Flamingo. Oh, yeah, the paint. Oh, right.
I think there's one more message. Let me read from Aziz Donlawa. I don't know whether you've read that.
I think
but
I did.
You did? Okay. Yes. So thank you so much for your messages. Yes.
All right, we take a break now. When we come back, Akablay will be. Are you the Okada driver this morning? Do you want to? Will be in his Okada seat. Is it going to be a quad bike? Even if it's a quad. Yeah, if it's a quad bike.
Can you take the two of us?
So if it's a quad bike, it will take you and our 3 panelists, right?
Yes.
So a quad bike is good for you this morning. When we come back, Joseph Akablay will be manning the quad bike. We'll be right back.
Nerukona. The baby aja to bako jagbana zangane.
pick his thoughts and that of his colleagues around the table briefly before we delve into the main issues that we've tabled for this morning. So let's listen to the MPs speak on this bill.
4,186. So if you go to Kolebu Teaching Hospital, it's terrible. If we do not take care of some of these things, and we only are looking at the issue of drunk driving, and we are not preparing the people as to how to use, when they should respect that the traffic light is red and they need to stop, and we do the usual politics, Speaker, we would have ourselves to blame.
Sometimes, especially when traffic lights are on, the red lights are on, motor riders, careful, you crash onto them. So, Mr. Minister, deploy your security officers, make sure that there's sanity on our roads. Because by the end of the day, you have your car worth millions, bike worth 1,000 or 15,000 Ghana cedis. Just crash with you, identify the person, and the person will just drive on or ride on. These are some of the things we need to address.
Bill 2025 is now read the 10th time and passed.
So those are some members of parliament expressing their views on this matter. I did indicate that I'm going to walk you through some key aspects of the law. So first, Clause 1 amends Section 4 of Act 683 to decrease the percentage for the determination of alcohol concentration in a person driving or attempting to drive a motor vehicle under the influence of alcohol. So it used to be 0.08%. It's now been brought down to 0.05%. We've also decided to revise the prescribed limits for alcohol concentration in 100 milliliters of breath, blood, urine. So that has also been brought down. It's also have a new provision that provides for the development of standards for seat belts. So that is also another significant part of the law. Clause 4 amends Section 14 of Act 683 to prohibit a person who drives a motor vehicle from carrying a child below the age of 12 years or a child who is less than 145 centimeters tall and weighs less than 36 kilograms in the front seat of the motor vehicle. Additionally, where the child is in the rear seat of the motor vehicle, the child is required to be properly restrained in an appropriate safety equipment designed for children to ensure that the child is seated, positioned, and restrained to withstand the force and impact of road crash in order to reduce the risk of injury and death. Drivers are also prohibited from driving a child under 18 years in the motor vehicle without a child wearing a seat belt. And so significant changes there beyond what we've all been focused on so far. Clause 8 amends Section 23 to prohibit a person from carrying a fare-paying passenger on a motorcycle or using a motorcycle for any other commercial purpose unless the motorcycle is licensed. So this is where the change has come in that a lot of you and a lot of us have been discussing so far. The motorcycle has to be licensed and it needs to meet the requirements specified by the licensing authority, the regulatory authority, and regulations made under the Act. And so that is also another, in fact, what was actually the campaign promise, which has now been fulfilled. But we know that it's a bill that goes beyond just the issue of Okada. It also introduces the definition of trade license plates under Section 52 of Act 683 to include a plate, sticker, a form, and certificate, or any other format that a licensing authority prescribes with the approval of the minister. And so that those are some key aspects of the Road Traffic Amendment Bill 2025, which was passed by Parliament yesterday. And in terms of the justification for the bill, I just want to just read that aspect to you so that sums up all what I've been saying so far. It says that the proposed amendment, which is now being amended, also seeks to formally, or subject to the President assenting to it, seeks to formally introduce and regulate the operations of motorcycles, tricycles, quadricycles, and regulate the operation of motor and similar emerging transport modes, ensuring their safe and lawful integration into the transport system, adjusting the minimum driving age from 25 to 21 years to widen opportunities for youth to participate in commercial driving, thereby promoting employment and economic inclusion. And furthermore, the amendment aims to strengthen the improved standards for protective gears, including seat belts, helmets, fire extinguishers, and improve overall safety conditions for both drivers and passengers through clearer standards and enhanced enforcement provisions, and support national commitments to climate change mitigation by encouraging the use of vehicles that meet acceptable environmental emission standards there. Right, so let me introduce you to my guest in the studio now, the man sporting the bow tie this morning, very popular in Ohio, Wisconsin, Koforidua, and also UCC right here in Ghana. Professor Enoch Opoku Entry. Good morning, Prof. It's good to see you once again. Prof is a governance and policy analyst, regular on the Friday edition of the show, a regular contributor, and author of many books. And many other books are in the
Today, as our fans, Dawson.
And
yes, your fans are many today.
Fans.
All right.
Aquaba.
Yes, I was the Ghana Association president there.
If you've heard that.
Oh, yeah.
Heard that.
So
that's how you get your popularity from.
Today you are going to punch and clinch me.
Prof, it's good to see you.
Yes, good to see you too. Let me say greetings to our viewers everywhere in the world. But I want to start today by saying that your attitude can turn storms into stepping stones. So we should watch our attitude. Whatever job that we do, let's do it with our hearts and do it well, because that is where your fortune might come from.
Also in the studio, it's also popular in Cape Coast and the areas, the other areas, Cape Coast and the surrounding areas. Ebo Backman. Ebo, good morning. Ebo is with the United Party. A vibrant third force. No, not a third force. A vibrant party that is hoping to
replace MPP. Say it.
Okay, to become more or less.
To replace MPP.
Okay.
Say it.
Ebo, welcome.
Yeah.
Next to Ebo, always is everyone's uncle. He belongs to the Convention People's Party, Kwame Nkrumah's own party, the only political party with a history at a point in time of being the state party, the party of the people of Ghana. They are around. They are still around. He's a legal practitioner as well, so we all call him senior. For his many years as a lawyer, Mr. Jantwa is also an energy analyst as well. And these days, Abraham Maliba calls him a globetrotter. I agree. It's a name I subscribe to as well. Welcome as always.
Good morning to everybody. Akable is using his position as host to say things that he can't say if he's not host.
That's what you're saying, eh?
Baby lawyer.
Next to Mr. Jantwa is also another globetrotter. Yes, he's been traveling around to try and ensure that our routes are safe for all of us. He's not a baby lawyer, he's a senior as well. Abraham Malimba, Director General of the National Road Safety Authority. He was almost a footballer. I'm told back in the days, proper number 6. When he's in front of the defense, Charlie.
Stanley Abra.
I'm telling you.
Maybe like since street lights, no.
Ebeba. Mr. Maliba, Ebi, good morning.
Good morning.
I want to stay with you a bit. Yesterday, a significant legislation passed by Parliament, important changes, but the conversation has centered around Okada and everything. I just a direct question from your office, National Road Safety Authority. Are you satisfied with what has been passed? Do you have confidence that our roads are safer now? The concern by many, even when the campaign promise was made, was that our roads are not safe, particularly due to how the Okada riders move around. Unlike other parts of Africa, even Rwanda, even here in Ghana, when you go up north, the way they move around and how they move here, people think that this would only worsen the situation. But, I mean, we've seen that the law does other things beyond that. Satisfied with what we have now?
Let me say good morning to your viewers, and let me say that this is a significant milestone in terms of regulating the Okada in Ghana. Now, people don't know that the reason why the Okada riders are always, as it were, flouting road regulation is because their activities are illegal and they drive in such a way as to avoid being arrested. And I've made the point here that no Okada rider jumps the traffic light by choice. They do that to escape police arrest. Now that they are legal, they will now be regulated. Before now, the National Road Safety Authority had no right to meet Okada riders to give them road safety education because they were an illegal group. Now it frees our hands to ensure that we provide them with road safety education, road safety sensitization, and then under the law, they are supposed to be operating under groups, not as individuals again. So in the groups too, they will have road safety officers attached to the various groupings. All this in an attempt to up their game. So this law is going to be backed by a regulation, which is, I'm told that yesterday they were running copies at the Assembly Press. If those regulations also come, then clearly the regulations will support the act in regulating the Okada riders. So for me, this is a great opportunity for us to bring sanity into the Okada business. And I'm all for it. Apart from providing jobs, it also makes regulators like us. It empowers regulators like the National Road Safety Authority to then go in there and do the needful by ensuring that these riders obey traffic regulations. They are going to be given reflectors. We have specific helmets. It's not just any helmet. The standards are there. And these standards were put together by the Standards Authority, National Road Safety, and DVLA. So the helmets that they'll be wearing are not going to be just any helmets. They are going to be specific helmets, standardized, under the EU Africa standardization project. So, and I heard you also talk about children of a certain age and all those things. We have children helmets as well. All these things are to enhance the regulatory powers of the National Road Safety Authority to deal with it.
I mean, the point you make about why they are basically lawless as we see on their roads, and the thinking that it's because they are not legalized and they are trying to escape arrest. I mean, there are those who point you when you go to areas like Wa and the other areas where they are moving and the light is red and they stop. In those areas, the legal frameworks
let me tell you, let me also tell you those areas. Those areas, anytime there's going to be an operation by the police MTTD, you find them behaving the same way. It is when they are aware that the police is not coming after them that you see them behave in such a way. But when there is an operation and it is leaked out to the motoring public, you find that they also behave in the same way. When they meet the police by the street, like they drive away. But in Accra and other places, because the restrictions are stiff and the police will always be after them, that's what they are doing. But in those other areas, there is a period of a lull. There's a period of cooling down. Then the police will now say that this week, next week, we are going on operation. During that period, you see that they also drive, ride, and even sometimes have confrontation with policemen.
Okay, let me take brief comments around the table on this issue. Mr. Janto, you seem to have some disagreements with what AB was saying, basically as a justification for the new framework that is coming up.
Good morning again to our viewers, and good morning to my fellow brothers on the panel. I beg to differ with AB's last point. I've been to Tamale, I've been to Bolga several times. And any time you get to a traffic light, the motorbikes stop. There's no police standing there. They stop. And sometimes I ask myself, hey, How come that these motor riders here are so disciplined than in Accra and Kumasi and other places? I listen to your submission.
So when there's an operation.
And I'm saying it doesn't need. I'm saying it doesn't need an operation. I'm saying I've been to Tamil and Bulga several times, and when they get the traffic light, they stop.
And is there operations?
No operation. I said there's no police standing at the what you call it.
His argument is that when they are undertaking an operation to arrest them, then they don't stop.
So
that's his argument.
AB is trying to tell me that anytime I go to Tamale and Bulga, they are taking operation. That's what he's telling me.
No, he's saying that when they are undertaking an operation, i.e. they are arresting those who are running commercial business, when they get to the traffic light, they don't stop.
I said...
So it means that those times that you go there, it means that they are not undertaking an operation. That's why they are stopping. That's his argument.
Yeah. So when they are running an operation, they won't stop.
Exactly,
yes,
that's his argument.
They also jump. They also run away.
But the key is that if they are not taking an operation and they stop, that's what we are looking for. That's what we are looking for. That when motor riders get to the traffic light, whether operation or no operation, okay, let's say operation, they don't stop. But if there's no operation, they stop. That is what we are all looking for. Number two, look, old habits die hard. Old habits die hard. What about those who take the motor driver and then they take 2, 3 children and another woman at the back? What about those ones? Look, I'm for the passing of this law. However, are we going to be able to enforce the regulation? Let me give you a typical example of trotro. At night, do you see that most trotros or some trotros not even have taillights? What is the police doing about it? At night, the yellow tricycles. Some don't have headlights. Yesterday, I nearly ran into one at a junction. No headlights, nothing. What about that? So in as much as, yes, the law has been changed, mine is how do we enforce the law, the regulation, for them to be able to do the right thing? I thought, because AB came some time ago and said to us he'd been to Rwanda and he's seen how they are so well trained, they are in uniforms and everything. Is that going to happen
That's
here?
what we say we'll do.
When?
What is when?
When?
The law is now passed, we will now do it. What
Listen,
are you saying?
No. When you know you're going to pass a law and you know there are things in the law that needs to be done, you do it before the law is passed.
That's wrong.
In terms of
public office. I can't start spending.
Let me finish
when
now.
the law is not
when
done.
you were talking, I was
Auditors will come
quiet.
and say that.
I said when
why
you
were you spending this money?
I said when you were talking.
You understand?
When you were talking,
but you
Ebi,
don't mislead people. I'm in the public office. I have to spend money.
Let me finish.
I cannot start spending money. Auditors will come.
So let's do this.
When tomorrow I am in the public accounts committee, you will be the one to be blasting me.
So let's do this.
So now the law has been passed.
So let's do this.
I can now start spending and doing that.
Okay.
And no auditor will take me on.
Okay. So what I want us to do.
Why? In the north, they are not mostly commercial motor riders. Here, the private motor riders, when you see them, they stop.
Okay.
Or not.
Okay.
In the north, they are mostly private people.
Okay.
In the north, we don't have commercial motor riders as you have it here.
Is there no Okada in the north?
Senior,
is there no Okada
so
in the north?
what I want us to do, is that, Senior, I want you to land. When we go around, I'm going to give you 2 minutes to respond to whatever issue has come up. So just make any notes that you have to make. When we come back, then you respond to that.
It's like fighting with your wife.
Who's your wife?
And you want to say something. And when you say things, when you are doing something, I said it's like fighting with your wife. When you say something, she won't wait for you to finish. Then she cha. Let me finish. When I finish,
I want to be out of this matter. Before we move, I want to be out of this matter. Rephrase. I'm not your wife. Don't say that you are doing something together.
Senior, please wrap up for me.
As I said, I would have thought, if for nothing at all,
AB, I need you to have your notebook and pen.
If for nothing at all,
please, no other interruptions.
If for nothing, AB came here and told us that he went to Rwanda. They are doing it right. Have a a promotion. Try it out. Let them vote. Let government vote money for you to try it out in a certain area. Get them to sew the uniform. See how it works. See how it works. Because I bet your bottom city is going to be difficult to enforce the regulation. It's going to be difficult. AB himself, his road safety. He knows that. Is he trying to tell me that throughout the country, all these Okada people will respect the law? They won't. Okay. Look, one of the major things that is even worse with the motor riders is the zigzagging through traffic. How are you going to stop that? How are you going to stop that?
On those
well, let's hope. Yes. Let's hope that education will sink deep for them to be able to do what? Adhere to regulation. I mean, it's a good thing because it's going to create jobs. Anything that creates jobs is good. Look, in Kumasi, those tricycles, some of them can't go into this business center. They don't allow them to go there. So even if when I go, I use them. When you sit there and you get to the transport yard place, they tell you, Chief, you need to call that. And that is good. Because the law is there, regulation is there, don't come to you and go. But in Accra, I find it so difficult how that regulation will be enforced. Okay. Maybe I would eat a humble pie if in the next 6 months we see that everything is going well. Then yes, I'll come and I'll apologize to AB.
Ebo, where do you stand on this?
I think it's a good thing, and it's a good thing, except that we have to do it well. You know, it's faster in heavy traffic. If you want to get to a meeting and you are late, they will help you. It's also able to access areas that are hard to, to get to. Yeah, and because of the nature of our roads, most of the drivers don't want to go to certain areas, but these people will take you there. So it's also very important, apart from the fact that it's also going to create jobs for the youth and other benefits you are going to get if you're able to regulate them and enforce the laws. I think it's a good thing. But I'm thinking, so are we going to create different lanes for them? Now that you're going to have, if you're going to construct new roads, because now they are legalized. So if you're going to construct new roads, are we going to have different lanes for them? Like we see in other parts of the world. If you go to Rwanda, I think in Rwanda, some of their roads, they have lanes for some of these Okada riders.
Rwanda doesn't have.
They use the same routes. They use the same routes.
But Benin has. Togo has.
Okay, yeah. So subsequently, probably when we are constructing new routes, you can consider that. But I believe it's a good thing. I agree with it's a milestone that needs to be appreciated, and I think it's a good thing for the youth. Except that we should also let them know that this law can be repealed if they are not able to conduct themselves properly. It's not as if now that it's given to you, you can behave anyhow and the law will still be in existence. The law can be repealed. They should be made to know so that they comport themselves even as they make money for their families. It's a good thing.
Prof.
Yes, I think my brothers have said most of the things, but I think we also need sanity in our roads. And this is a right step in the right direction. It's a legal framework, and I agree with AB to a large extent that when there's a legal framework, then public servants can begin to budget for how they will sensitize and educate people about some of these things. I would have wished, though, that the education would have gone first to prep their minds for this coming in before but it's all about budgeting and then spending, because any peswa that you spend, you need to account for it at the PAC. We all have seen what is going on there. At 683, I like the first one of alcohol, of being reduced from 0.08 to 0.05. People drink a lot here. People drink. I think it's strange to find people by the roadside with chairs drinking. And any mistake by any driver can just run into these individuals by the roadside and what happened?
I mean, not to cut you, there's an interesting thing someone observed. I mean, when you go to any drinking pub here in the country, there are cars all at the car park. Yes. They are all inside drinking and they all come out and go to their cars.
So in the advanced country, the police will always be hiding around where people are drinking, because in America, for instance, DUI is the biggest crime. That if you are driving under the influence of alcohol is the biggest crime. That is the only case that when you go to court, it's published on, live. So when you go to court for DUI, it's live. And it means you're a very dangerous person. I had a president of a university that I work with. She went one Saturday evening to drink with the husband. And then she was caught with DUI. That was Saturday, not working day. The Monday she came to work, she was handcuffed and she was kicked from the school. So it's a very, very big issue when you are drinking under the influence of alcohol. But here, a lot of people drink and the police don't check it. So now that we have the law, let's enforce it. When you stop them, check to see the alcohol level in their body because it is a danger. Once you take alcohol, your sense of judgment is impaired, and we should be watching that. The other thing that I also saw that I like was below 12 years, you need a seatbelt to sit at the front, which is good because we have a lot of children, even women carrying their own kids, and at the front seat, they are carrying a baby. The baby is supposed to be at the back, you know. All these safety measures, I don't know whether people think here that we have 2 lives. We have only one, and you can't joke with it. I've also seen some of these Okadas with iron rods folded like that, and sometimes I'm thinking that it can just open and kill people, and police will be watching them and nothing happens. That is also something that we need to watch. The plates and the stickers, I'm all for it. One thing that we have to be careful about is the helmet, the EU African standardized helmet. I don't know how many people can afford it because, AB, let's look at the cost of that helmet. If it's a standardized one, it's the standard of AU, you know, and African standard. I don't know how many people can afford that kind of, if you are an Okada rider. Then the other thing that I want to talk about is the discipline on our roads. Some drive in the middle. Sometimes we are turning on the right. Some people are, you know, some of these Okadas are, and it's like nobody has educated them as to how they are supposed to ride. You turn on the right, they are there. Yesterday, I nearly ran onto one, and that person stopped and he started insulting me because you're not supposed to be passing here. I have turned my signal that I'm turning here. I don't know whether they don't have a brake to stop.
They don't like stopping at all.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. They do whatever they want. And if you do anything, if you do things, they will insult you and then go. So why they have that kind of attitude and they feel entitled to the road, I don't know. All this education should go. The last thing I want to talk about is that they have come to help. You know, anywhere that I'm going by the roadside to any village, you see a couple of guys, about 10, 15, 20, waiting to take people there by the motorcycle and the tricycles. The roads are terrible, in fact, with the rains and then the potholes everywhere. They can go to the inner places, so we need them. But when we regularize them and make sure that they do the right thing, it's going to help us a lot.
Just one thing.
Yes, you're right.
I'm not sure, and probably AB will be able to tell me. Are they allowed to travel on the motorway?
I mean, I don't know about that.
Okay, number 2. Those are Okadas, apart from taking people, who then use their Okadas for delivery. And they pack all sorts of things on their motorbikes, sometimes even heavier and bigger than their motorbikes. Is there anything in the law that bans them? Because somebody will pick a car mudguard, long, nothing to protect it. They'll buy huge tires, delivering, packed on the back, boxes. So I've seen even fridges being packed on the motorbike. That kind of thing is dangerous. And I'm not sure whether the law...
So there, for the courier service, there's actually a law
sometimes it's not courier service. Sometimes Okada going to take it and then deliver.
I mean, if you are doing that, if you are doing that kind of delivery, that means that you should be running those.
Yes, but
I mean, but I get the points perfectly. I mean, so this is an Okada rider who is doing commercial business, who has decided to now pick something and deliver as well. So ordinarily, it should be done by the courier service, but he is also doing same. But we see a lot of them. We know that
and the other thing is the cost. They are much more, as the lady said when you were.
Yes, they are more expensive.
Sometimes much more expensive than Uber.
Kwame,
something should be done about it.
The biggest point that AB made is that they are now a legal group. I like that.
Yes.
So now that they are under the law, we can regulate them very well.
But you know what? You know what's going to happen? If they misbehave on the road and you try to correct them, Java can say illegal.
No.
Watch it.
Watch it.
Watch it.
Okay.
So watch it.
Yes.
You are not there.
So
you understand that responsibility.
So I mean,
you are talking bravo here. You did not understand that one.
I mean, AB, I think one point that we can all agree with is that I don't know how soon.
A lot of people to train them.
I don't know how soon the president will assent to it and when you can expect to take off fully. But I think there's a lot of education that needs to be done, especially with what we are trying to do generally.
Yeah, we reckon that this is going to impose a lot of work on us. We reckon that, so we are prepared for that. But it is also a responsibility on the Okada riders and, for that matter, their associations. They are not going. You see, they are not going to be individuals. So now, no Okada rider will be on his own. He must belong to an association.
Is it going to be like GPRTU?
Yes, you must belong to an association. Now, secondly, too, they would be operating within a certain radius. So you can't have an Okada rider picking you from Kaswa all the way to Tema. No, it's not going to be.
How do you know?
Oh,
how would you know?
Then let's not have laws at all.
Yeah, they will target.
Okay. Yeah, they are going to be identified, you know. Then also, already some form of education is going on. When we went to Rwanda, we went with their leadership. Tijani is for the tricycle guys. Then Tijani and some guy for the... Then there's another guy for the Okada guys. I have noticed that there's some education going on. Your people have been playing it here. Tijani, they have been playing it here when he goes around to meet them. Myself, I have gone with Tijani also to Kofrodria, and I raised your village, your hometown. Yes. And I raised this issue of repeal that he spoke about. So when he said repeal, I told them that now that the NDC government has legalized it, when their activities become uncontrollable, there will be another government that may come, or even the same government, because even among the MPP, NDC, there are people who say that don't do it. It's possible that this could be reversed. So it is incumbent upon them to also behave well. So these matters, we tell them all these things. Okay. Moving forward, what I think is that at National Road Safety Authority, the work has begun. We are ready, and we'll begin to show that we'll give them the proper education, sensitization, which will sanitize the road sector.
Okay.
Remember,
Prince Nana, okay.
Remember, if you don't, you come here and we will charge you. So just be ready for that. So make sure it's done. Because I'm telling you, if it isn't done the next 6 months, I don't see it. When I come here, me and you will have argument. We are already married.
My biggest... you see, he's repeating that same thing. I want to say it clearly to viewers. I want to say it clearly to viewers that I am a man. And I don't do those things.
Prince Nana York, you sent us this image from the United Kingdom. It's the road that Ebo was talking about. So he tells me, Prince Nana York tells me that the cycle lane, that lane is actually used by the motorbikes, the bicycles as well. They use those lanes. The lane that you see something like a cycle drawn on it. That's what is done there. I think this is a long-term thing. I don't think it's something that we can do immediately, especially even with I remember the rapid bus thing. We tried to do those lanes on the Accra and Sawom Road. Those ones we couldn't go through it properly. That we can do it immediately.
What is that white thing on the road? It's thermoplastic paint.
Yes.
It's a marking. Do we mark our roads in Ghana?
Yes, we do.
Have we marked our roads in Ghana? How many roads are marked in Ghana today? Take the country wide. This can be done with road line marking.
Yeah, I mean, but the current road infrastructure already, with how it looks already, there's so much traffic. Are we able to?
So let's see those roads we can do this for now.
Yeah. There's a lot we need to do on our roads.
Yes.
There's a lot we need to do on our roads. Demarcation is very important. Even where pedestrians walk, we don't have them. And they're always walking by the roadside and people are honing on them. Then the Okadas and the tricycles, the overloading is too much. I saw one with 5 children, taking 5 children behind to school.
What I was talking about.
Yes, it's dangerous.
Okay. All right. Musa Batua.
Let's start the education here.
It's very important. Musa Batua, you send this one here. You say that another major achievement has been recorded as Parliament passes initiative to regularize the Okada business after the COVID Health Recovery Repeal Act was signed. This reflects President Mahamad's honesty and commitment to fulfilling promises made, promises delivered. Resetting Ghana is being felt daily. Greetings to Chief of Staff Julius Deborah. That's what you add to your message. Okay, Musa Batua, thank you for sending that one here. And I mean, when AB gets the full funds and ready to undertake the campaign, we are right here ready to support and help him undertake.
Release my funds for me, and you will see changes. Yeah, My guys are upbeat and we are going to do it.
All right.
Yeah.
So
Shema, so
that's to Dr. Atu Forson and the rest. Just before we zoom into the next discussion, just a reminder that cash out, we are giving 10,000 to 5 individuals. It's very important that you participate in today's edition because, I mean, I always say Friday is the best time to win some good money. *439#. You select option 8. The MJ jackpot is what is taking place today. I think Cookie gave me the license to do the first draw. Yes, she did. So I'll do the first draw at a point in time. So maybe you'll be the lucky one. Sometimes your luck is with me, not with Cookie and Beatrice. So do it, my segments now. Just me alone. Good luck with you. Do it a number of times, multiple times. Roland says 30. This time around, there's a lot of money to win. So do 50 times. And you are more likely to win some good money on this Friday. So *439#. You select option 8, which is the MD jackpot, and continue and win for us. Let's continue with the discussion in the studio now. And let's now talk about the issues surrounding the Office of the Special Prosecutor. Last week, we talked about it. At the time, we pointed out the debate that was taking place in Parliament about whether the OSP should be abolished completely, whether the office should be scrapped. A few days down the line, we've now seen, we saw a draft bill. I don't even know whether it was even formally laid yet, but it's a draft bill that we saw that was basically seeking to repeal the Office of Special Prosecutor Act, which was passed in 2017, Act 959, I think, Act 959, I think, which was passed in 2017. And now the presidency has written, requesting the two MPs to withdraw that particular draft bill. This was after the president had publicly indicated that he thinks that the conversation surrounding the scrapping of the office is premature. Where does this leave us at this point in time? And already the minority in Parliament, they are accusing the executive led by the president of interfering with legislative duties. Those who disagree respond that, well, it's a request that the president made, and the MPs have the option of choosing not to obey and proceeding to have the bill laid in Parliament. Those are all the matters that have cropped up so far. And let me start with Prof next to me. Prof, this is where we are at this point in time. Last week, basically around the table, there were concerns about the OSP and everything. But, I mean, is it fair where the president has basically led the matter to now that it's premature, let's just hold on, withdraw that bill that you are seeking to?
Yes, I perfectly agree with the president. In governance, I'm coming from governance angle, not the angle of law. We negotiate. And the executive can always negotiate with the legislature on an issue of common interest and importance. So when we say something is a request, it's not an order, it's not a control. So order is when you use words like I need you to, I expect you to, I command you to, or I direct you to. So the meaning of a request, dictionary meaning, is politely asking, or asking politely or formally. So the president politely reached out to the majority leader and then the majority chief whip that, yes, you have the right to raise an individual bill in Parliament and is sponsored by the majority leader to take the Office of the Special Prosecutor out. Remember, the office is different from the Special Prosecutor. And what Ghanaians have been saying is that the two Special Prosecutors, Martin Amidu and Kisia Jabin, have not lived up to the expectations of Ghanaians. And that is what people are talking about. Well, the position is there. We need to strengthen it. I have been saying on different platforms, including here, that the lifestyle auditing should be added to that Office of the Special Prosecutor because lifestyle auditing doesn't have a home yet. We need a specific home. And the president also said on point that this is the only institution with a prosecutorial mandate, powers. What it means is that the Special Prosecutor's Office can prosecute. And because people have challenges with the Attorney General's office, that the president appoints Attorney Generals, and because of that, they tilt because we all have our biases. They tilt the attention more to save the executive. Then this can be a very apolitical, institution to make sure that they handle this very well. But I also have to say that differences in opinions are very important. Very, very important. Why? Because they contain information. If we all look the same, then what kind of information are we going to get? We need differences in thought and in looks. And it's very important because knowing why something is or someone is different is generally more important than knowing how they are different. And remember, no variability means no information content, which means no frame of reference for drawing conclusions. So we need a frame of reference to draw conclusions. So I agree when the minority also say their point on this issue, but that is a trap. The trap that they are setting is that the president is controlling or he's usurping the powers of the legislature. That is a trap. Why do I say so? The MDC has committed itself in solving corruption. If you're a political party and you are committed in solving the corruption, and you are perceived to have been seen as removing an institution, an office, that do the same, then there's a perception challenge. Remember, in my dissertation, I wrote about good governance in my PhD dissertation, good governance and corruption. I had only 2 copies of my dissertation, big book. I gave one to a current member of parliament to be given to the special prosecutor or the president at that time. It never reached them. But I made a lot of research about corruption perception index. Remember, anytime we are measuring corruption, it's the perception index. So if you are a government in power who is seen or touted as fighting corruption, but there's a perception that there's a corruption fighting institution and you are removing it, it means you are fighting against yourself, because the only way we measure corruption is perception. So if you remove that institution that is purported to have been, fighting corruption, it means that you are not technically committed into fighting corruption. And that is why I agree with the president. But the letter is very simple. It was a request that they should withdraw because the bill has been tabled now and they should withdraw it. Anytime we go to meetings, simple Robert rules of meetings is that when something is tabled, you go back to it again, right? So it's not a finality. The other thing is that the president also talked about, he has gone to public already. He has spoken to the Peace Council, and then he has made a commitment to strengthen that institution. So if they remove it with the private bill, it's going to be a contradiction. So like I said, he's negotiating what we call the motivational knowledge. He's negotiating with them. Then I also like the one that he said that the OSP should do more. So it means that they have not done more to convince Ghanaians that the money being spent on them, the cost-benefit analysis, the money being spent on that office, we are not getting benefit, most benefit from it. And they should prove it as wrong, whether they are doing that right thing. He said that they should do more to help with the public expression about them. So publicly, people also have the feeling that they have not lived up to expectations. And the president is asking them to do more so that the public perception that they have about them will be done away with. I agree with the president on that. The last one is that the confidence in its work. And then the president, the letter has this word that I wrote, frontally tackle corruption in line with the objectives of establishing the office. It means the president has put them at the front. That is what we are all expecting, that they'll be fighting the corruption. And once they are the commanders, they are at the front of that war, they should do everything to fight that kind of corruption. The bottom line here is that they are supposed to fight corruption, but we've not seen that being done. So Act 2017 at 959, which established the OSP, I agree with the president that it should be there. The office can do more for us, but I think that the special prosecutors, the 2 that we've had, have not lived up to expectations of Ghanaians.
Let me come to Ebo now. And Ebo, I mean, Parliament, the representative of the people, basically. I mean, is there any better place where we should allow this debate over whether we need the office to take place than to have a law that is seeking to repeal it go over there? Let them debate it. I mean, if they don't want to pass it, they shouldn't pass it. The president should allow our representatives to have that conversation on our behalf.
Yeah. Let me say this. Our greatest enemy as a nation is corruption. And therefore, when it comes to the issue of corruption, I think we should approach it dispassionately. And we should be able to say things the way they are. Because the president has come out, first and foremost, to say that the office should be allowed to stay. And that is premature to scrap it. And when he took that position, his leaders in parliament took a different position. And so the president thought it wise to bring them on board in terms of his position. And so personally, I don't see anything wrong because they belong to the same political party. And per the tone of the letter, he's requesting, he was asking that they come on board. And because it will be some way, if you like, to see a political party, the president taking a position and his MPs taking different position in respect of corruption. But you see, my only disagreement with that office or with the president position relative to that office is that the office as you have it now, in its current form, I doubt if it can help us to fight corruption the way corruption, we have to fight it in this country. Because if you're going to be able to fight corruption as a nation, you should have an office that is far stronger, if you like, and truly independent. I don't see the OSP as a very strong office. I don't see it as an office that is truly independent, honestly speaking. And I dare say that if politicians fight the corruption the way we should fight it, the truth is that many of them fear that they will not survive politically. I've seen a video of, Cletus Avoka, where he made open admission that per the nature of their work, you'll be forced to be corrupt. Because the kind of demands that come to them from their constituents is such that the demands are such that you need a certain level of corruption to survive as a politician. He made that admission publicly. So that situation is there, that reality is there, that per the nature of our politics, politicians are forced to become corrupt sometimes. Yet, if they fail to fight corruption, the country itself will not develop. So you see the paradox here. That is a tragic paradox we face as a nation, that we have a group of people who are supposed to help us to fight corruption. They know fighting corruption the way it should would affect their survival. Yet, as a nation, if you fail to fight corruption, the nation will also fail. In terms of development, we won't develop. So, if you like, the fight against corruption has become a classic chicken and egg situation. What comes first? Do we, as a nation, allow it to persist so that the political class will survive, or we should eliminate it decisively or reduce it to its barest minimum so that the nation can develop? That is the situation we find ourselves in. That is why some of us, our position is very clear. And if you look at UP, our position has been very clear and consistent. That if we truly want to fight corruption, what we need to do as a nation is that let's first and foremost consolidate all anti-corruption agencies into one well-resourced institution. Are you getting it? And make sure that the leader, whoever leads that office, is not appointed by the president. The person doesn't take its procedural powers from the Attorney General. The person's authority must be derived directly from the Constitution. And the person must be, as I said, let me repeat it, the person should not be appointed by the president. The moment the president appoints something to lead such an institution, the person will owe president a certain kind of gratitude, a certain kind of obligation, a certain kind of thank you. And therefore, it will become difficult if the president himself does something that's against the law relative to corruption. How would the person have the courage to be able to fight the president, even, or let alone his appointees? So yes, if you truly want to fight corruption, let's do more than what we've done. I don't think Nana Akufo-Addo himself had good intentions when he established that office. Let's be honest, because I've said it here, and I will repeat it, that one of the mandates of the office was to prevent corruption. But corruption became worse under Nana Addo. So what was the office doing in terms of corruption prevention? We shouldn't sit down for the thing to happen, then we show that we are around. We should put in place measures that will prevent corruption, much as we also have in place measures that will fight corruption when they have occurred. So, yes, I think, and crucially, apart from consolidating our anti-corruption agencies, I think one other area we need to look at is also harmonizing all our anti-corruption laws into one legislation. Because can you imagine what happened in respect of this past issue? OSP took up the matter, and at a point they said, no, it is not within my remit anymore. It now falls within the remit of Yoku. Something that he started. When at the time he was starting, didn't he know that it did not fall within his remit? He moved it to a point and said, okay, I can't do it anymore. Let it go to the Yoku. Yes, you see the confusion there. But if you have one office with one law, with an overlord who is not appointed by the president, who is truly independent, who has the power from the constitution, I believe you can succeed in fighting corruption, because whether you like it or not, we are poor as a nation because of corruption. I mean, the Europeans are not better than us. They're only better than us in terms of the way they fight corruption. If you can fight corruption as a nation properly, if politicians will be sincere, and let's fight corruption at least for the benefit of the generation yet to be born, this country will be a better place. I've said it and I want to repeat it. If you're able to fight corruption properly, from class 1 to university can be free in this country. Just imagine the amount of money that were stolen in the past 8 years under Akufo-Addo and Bawumia administration. Look at the national service issue. Just look at some of the things, some of the corruption cases that have come out. And I also don't know why Attorney General has stopped those press conferences. We need to know what is happening. ORA should not fail. If this government fails with ORA, I am telling you, Ghanaians will never forgive this government. I've said it, Ghanaians are more interested in ORA more than inflation dropping to 6%. People want to see those who have stolen our money punished. And that is what we need to do. So that it will deter those who have intentions to steal, even in this government. Obiaz is in Ejumaho. Obiaz is in Ejumaho. The only problem is that in this country, some greedy people, they sit in the job. They dig a hole in the job and they eat inside the job. That is why we are where you are. Obiaz in Ejumaho knows this one. Like
but is it who means chopping around it?
Chopping around it, don't chop inside.
Okay.
In the last 8 years, some people, they took the whole thing away.
Okay.
I think it was bad for this country. We shouldn't have it. And so our position is very clear as a political party. We think that we should have one law, one office to deal with the issue of corruption, so that that person will do a work that will be good for all of us as a nation.
Let me come to Mr. Jantua now. And Senior, is it time for some national conversation on what exactly government wants to do with its anti-corruption agenda?
You mean the stealing agenda? I don't call it corruption.
The anti-stealing agenda.
Stealing. And I was quite amazed when I heard that my good friends Ayariga and the Fermapo were drafting a private members bill to do away with the OSP.
Yeah.
There's a difference between the OSP's office and the SP himself. If it's a challenge with the SP, let's look at that challenge. But the OSP's office should be strengthened. And in fact, I'm not sure whether the OSP has retrospective powers to go back 10 years to make sure that those who stole within that 10-year period could also be brought to book. We need to strengthen that OSP's office. I expected, and I think I said it here last week, I expected Parliament to look at Martin Hamidou and Kisia Jabin, the two haven't really been able to prosecute those who are stealing. So I thought Parliament would now set up a strong committee to go in there to find out why these two gentlemen who have led the OSP's office weren't able to do what Ghanaians expected them to do. Based on the recommendations of that committee, we now sit and decide whether we need it or not. But you just don't get up and say, because they haven't done A, B, C, D, E, do away with it. If that is the case, do away with Parliament. If that is the case, do away with government. If that is the case, do away with all those parastatals that haven't been able to earn revenue for government. Do away with them. That is a quick fix way they are looking at. We don't need quick fixes. We need a situation where we look at what the problem is and deal with the fundamental problem and move it on. The next thing I expect the president to do, and it is a request, is it Penny Ofia, he's seen his children do certain things, and he knows how it will affect the stealing. So he's asking you, please, you guys, hold on. Let's delve deeper into it. Let's see how best we can strengthen the OSP, and then let's move forward. The next thing I'm looking for the president to do is to decouple the Minister of Justice from the Attorney General. Period. Decouple it. Because the Minister of Justice position, is it not a political thing? As compared to the Attorney General, who is where? In the Constitution. And I don't know why successive governments, and this thing has come up so many times with every government, and I don't know why nobody wants to do anything about it.
Is it not captured in the Constitutional Review Committee?
I don't know.
Okay. I think that should capture it.
I don't know. But that is key. That needs to be looked at, and that needs to be done ASAP. Look, corruption is a canker. It's a huge canker. I expected, and I'm sure I'm right, the Electoral Commission, they are responsible to make sure and let the people know how political parties finance their politics. Who has questioned any of the politicians how you make your money? Who has questioned? Today, when I was coming with a book and saw all these big houses, I asked myself, and I asked him, how many people, in fact, there was one building, huge. I asked him, Ebo, how much do you think this building is? He said, oh, could be $1 billion. I said, how many people in Ghana earn $1 billion to build this kind of structure? And if they don't earn $1 billion, where is the money coming from? Look, in other countries, they will watch you build. When you get to a certain point, they will do their own investigations to see how you made the money. Does that happen here? I know some politicians who are ministers, and when you see the kind of structures they have, and didn't have it before they were appointed, you ask yourself, where did this money come from? And so it is not just a question of the OSP, it's a question of us. Was it Ebo? Ebo was talking about politicians, the gentleman you mentioned,
Yeah.
So,
in fact, he actually said that how would he hold on to his seat if he does not do that? He says there are relentless financial demands on them.
If that is the case, then the problem comes from us. Then we don't understand what it means to be a parliamentarian in parliament. Because a parliamentarian in parliament is to do what? Supposed to pass laws. A parliamentarian in parliament is supposed to help his constituency also develop. But the parliamentarian in parliament is not responsible for finding money and getting money for development in his constituency. That is the responsibility of government. True or false? Responsibility of government. And if government isn't doing it, then we need to hold them responsible. Because when you're an MP, I vowed I will never be an MP because I won't be able to handle the demands coming from the people. I won't be able to handle it. That is why it is important to be able to segregate all the different regions, see what is in every region, what can create good employment, and then build on it. Then come away. I always use the example of the goats from where? Burkina, coming in. What did Nkrumah do? He bought nearly 75-85% of the goats, the cows, killed them, the meat. He set up a combi factory in Polugu. Go there. The hide, what did he do? He took it to Kumasi. The horns, what did he do? He took it to Kumasi. For what? To make Achimota sandals. Jute. Didn't he do the same thing?
Jute factory.
So and this is what I keep saying, we are using manifestos as what? Development plans. I expect the president, he started the 40-year National Development Plan, right? I expect, and I want to hear, in this his tenure, that Ghana has a development plan, and we can do what? We can plan it better. Today, oil, we are going onshore. There's galamsey onshore. There's bauxite onshore. There's manganese onshore. There's cocoa onshore. If you find oil on a cocoa farm, which do you do first? Do you do the cocoa or you do the oil? So we need to be able to divide, because the kind of natural resources we have in this country, we need to be able to divide our natural resources better and add value in a better way, not scatter like the Nigerians did and look at that area, what is it called? The area where oil has just spoiled the whole vegetation. We cannot allow that to happen. But I believe Ghana, we are responsible. If you look at a lot of things that happen around Africa. Yesterday I was listening to BBC and they were talking about, they had an interview on Kenya and some of the things that are happening in Kenya. I said to myself, Ghana, we are way gone past this stage. So let's try as much as possible to be responsible with some of the things we do. So for me, I'm dead against scrapping the OSP. What even cooks my bacon is when I find and I hear MPP people talk about scrapping the OSP. And I ask myself, that is a slap in your leader's face. That is a slap in Nanado's face. At the time you were setting it up, why didn't you say anything? But you find MPP people sitting on platforms like this saying, oh, let's scrap the OSP, when it was your government that brought it into power. Look, for me, the last bastion of fighting corruption is the OSP. The independence of him, we should strengthen. The laws, we should strengthen. The enforcement, we should strengthen, so that we can catch those stealing our money. Let me end by saying, we keep saying that, oh, Ghana, Inisika. But when you see the stealing rate and the amounts of money that are being stolen, you ask yourself, so where's all this money coming from? And they say we don't have money. So I give the president kudos for putting his voice in what is happening in Parliament. And it is sad that the Speaker also indicated that he would wish the OSP's office was what? Was cancelled. I hope that his mind will change now. And I hope they don't try and bring some kind of challenge between the Parliament and the executive. We don't want that kind of thing. Let's try and think together where it benefits the country and not be one side and other side, and others now will use it to do things that are untoward. Thank you.
Let me come to AB now. And I mean, AB, there are some who say that the president's intervention basically averted what looked a bit untidy, in the sense that the president had publicly, and I think Senior made reference to that, publicly stated that it's premature. Prof also referenced that it's premature for the discussion to be had. Then in between that, news just broke that there was a bill that had gone to Parliament seeking to repeal the Office of Special Prosecutor Act 2017 Act 959. And one is left to wonder that was there no discussion, or, I mean, we know that they belong to the legislative body, but at least with such an important thing that they were trying to do, the president should be in the know. It should be tabled potentially at cabinet. There should be discussions. They should potentially say that, look, don't do this here. There are some who also even say that it's all a game that is in play. You agree that it was a bit untidy?
In a mass political party such as the NDC, ANC, Chama Pinduzi Party, in such a mass political party, there are various levels of leadership. And they don't necessarily have to consult the uppermost leader. So you have parliamentary caucus, you have regional caucuses, so you have Upper East regional MPs, Upper West, Ashanti region, we have caucuses. Then you have caucuses of chairmen. So it's a mass political party. but the buck stops with the leader of the party. And I don't know since when making a suggestion to your fellow party person, we are both politicians, we are both in NDC, you make a suggestion to that person, it becomes an interference. I can't see it. If he had written a letter to the speaker, so there's a bill going on and members of parliament are on the floor debating, consideration stated, he writes a letter to the speaker and say, can you stop this? That for me is an interference. But when party people are having conversations in terms of verbal or even writing, I can see the intervention. But I know, and Prof said it, it's a trap. But President Mahama will still leave office unblemished. The trap is this. They want him to go down as the only president who, when he came, instead of fighting corruption, rather closed down an institution that was fighting corruption. And you must know the hunger of these people. And these people,
which people?
They know themselves.
That's an interesting theory AB is propounding this morning.
Part of those people. Mention.
So, this people.
Mention.
Let me have my train of thought.
You can't say these people and leave it.
This behavior
It must
is unacceptable.
It must be subjective.
You were doing that to him not too long ago.
Exactly. It must be subjective.
He can handle it.
Well, you mean the MPP people?
There are things that we can all handle differently. Things I can handle.
So you handle yours. So you handle yours.
Now, they want him to go down as such. Now, they are more of copycat. If you look at the MPP's conduct, even in parliament,
good.
It's copycat. Look at what they did in parliament. What do they want? They want us to also bring soldiers. They say, copycat. Everything of this is copycat. They are not original. So they are looking for scandals. They are not getting. Then they are looking for this one to tie the hands of the president. You see, the president will not want to be seen, after putting in place oral. And then I'm sure at the end of the year, our anti-corruption, whatever will go up. It will definitely go up. We'll be here to talk about it. Now they want a dampener. When it goes up, they have nothing to say. So they want a dampener. And that's why they are pushing that argument that it amounts to interference in the work of the executive. Legislature. But, like I said,
it was only a request.
When he mentioned Sepenyi Ofia, when you have a leader who, by his conduct, feels that my subordinates are not towing the right line, you can bring them to order. And so that's what he has done. And I don't think that there's anything wrong with the president suggesting to Mahama Yarga and myself. I didn't want Mahama Yarga to be doing what he's doing because he was a subject matter of, and you see, I didn't call him to tell him, but I wasn't happy that he should be doing that.
In his case.
So I'm happy the president has stepped in and the two of them would respect that order.
You said it's a request. Do you think it's a request they can refuse?
Oh, yeah, they can go on to do what they were doing. But also, don't forget that the president has to assent to it. And he can refuse to assent to it. So they also know that their refusal may also hit some bottlenecks. They should also be aware of that.
Well, while all this... I think there's a caveat, though. The president could have done this in private without even writing, but he wanted everything to be plain. And we should also not forget...
There are those who say that adds on to the pressure publicly.
Yeah, well, but...
So that if you don't back down, everyone knows that the president asked of you to do something.
Yes, but he went public on that. The other thing is that, don't forget that 3 people had sent petition to the president, and that has been referred to the Chief Justice. So the office is not out of the woods yet. There's still a pending case.
I also wanted to make a point. You see,
Akable, you see, in designing our fight against corruption, I think as a nation, we must plan from both worst case scenario and best case scenario. We should have both scenarios. Because let me tell you, we are not always going to get a president like Mahama. I tell you, we can easily get another Akufo-Addo kind of rata situation in this country. And so when we are coming out with laws and systems, we need foolproof laws and systems that will not allow people
to have their
like
way.
them to always have their way.
Okay. While all of this is going on, the special prosecutor is doing his work. Yesterday he was in court. I want to show you this video. Just watch. He was in court to handle one of the key cases. I think
like
it was
the Hollywood
Republic
move,
versus Kenneth Oforiatta. That is the office. The special
this is Hollywood move.
Kisei Jabin in the middle, swarmed by 5 individuals. They all flanked him getting into the car there. Yes, we are told that there have been 2 assassination attempts on his life since he took office. It's being investigated by the Interior Ministry, so you can understand the need to protect him, give him that level of security necessary just to keep...
Just fighting corruption.
Yes, corruption.
His life is in danger.
One of my favorite quotes in our public space is by the former Auditor General. He said, when you fight corruption, corruption will fight back. And so they are protecting 5 men.
Our corruption fight.
Abi, what do you think?
These positions are not a walk in the park when you take them all over the world. Persons who are arrowheads for fighting corruption. Even, is it in Kenya, Professor Lumumba had to run away. You see? So,
and in most African countries, when he's traveling, they stop him at the airport. They don't even want him to be there.
Exactly. In Nigeria, the EFF or EE something FF, they also had their man also under such pressures. So it is not a good place that he is. So these attempts can be true, but I have been consistent that that office don't need to be abolished. That office needs to be realigned
and strengthened.
And I think that the idea of removing justice from attorney and then placing the Attorney General together with the Special Prosecutor Office will do the trick. And Attorney General and Special Prosecutor should come together as one unit and fight the corruption. At that point, the Attorney General will no longer be appointed by the President. How we are going to do it, there are good examples all over the world. Okay. I think Kenya has a good example of that. So where even that institution can investigate the president when we get to that stage. So there are ways of doing these things.
There's a part of
Is he then suggesting that we should do away with the OSP?
That's what I was coming to even read something to.
No, I'm saying that
there's a part of the botched Mahama Yarga Dafiamekwa bill that says the bill therefore seeks to consolidate the prosecution of corruption and corruption-related offences under the constitutional mandate of the Attorney General in order to enhance efficiency, accountability, coordination, and prudent use of public resources. It will result in reduced administrative overheads as a result of the elimination of parallel governance, logistics, and support services. I think to an extent that's basically what you're saying. Put it.
Yes, but you see, the OSP as it is now, for me, flies in the face of Article 88. And let me just give you a gist. All those institutions whose heads are equated, terms of condition, salary, all those are equated to the Court of Appeal, are institutions created by the Constitution. Think about it. Easy.
Auditor General.
NCC. Shraj. Are created by the Constitution and not by a statute. You get it? So how can a statute create an office equated to the Court of Appeal judge, and then the one who is above him hasn't got that protection? That's the Attorney General. So it is easy to remove the Attorney General than to remove somebody who is his subordinate. Have you seen that? So there are a lot of imbalances. You know,
I mean, there's a case that has been sent to the Supreme Court. Noah Adamte versus the Attorney General.
Is that the Tete guy?
The Tete guy, you know, Noah Adamte Tete. That will be dealt with. But the updates, the video we showed you, it was the Republic versus Kenneth Nanaya Oforiatta and 7 others. The update is that the High Court has granted the OSP's application to serve summons on Kenneth Nanaya Oforiatta A1 and his Chief of Staff Ernest Akwari A2 with proceedings held in camera. We have been told that the court admitted Iman Okofi Nti A3, Amishadai Owusu Amwa A4, Isaac Krentel A5, Evans Eduse A7, and Strategic Mobilization Ghana Limited A8 to 50 million cedi bail each with 2 sureties to be justified. They must deposit all passports and travel documents and report to the OSP once every week. And because the court closed late yesterday, interestingly, the bail terms will take effect on Monday, 15th December, when the accused persons return to complete the bail.
But what about the one who is not there?
Until then, they remain on their existing OSP
Let me ask the question.
bail terms. Yeah.
Once upon a time, Kenufurata was sick, and the cry was, resign, please resign. He didn't. He came to Parliament and read the budget. And before he read the budget, what did he do? He called God and he prayed to God, and he made it a Christian thing, and read the budget even under ill health. So now, what is stopping him
from coming back?
If he believes in God at that time, why doesn't he believe in God now? That if he comes, God will save him. Why? Why isn't he using the way he used God before reading the budget? And use God to come and justify yourself. Why? Bibi Shensium.
Anyways,
my take here is that now that the OSP has gone to court and there is this ruling that their passports should be seized and everything, yes, Oforiatta is one of the accused, but he's not here.
Yeah.
What happens to
They said they have to serve him summons.
Yes, exactly where I'm coming to. I've had some law students asking me, so Prof, what is the next line of action? America is a country of law, and the law works. So if you need somebody from there, you need to strengthen your law to help them, because you also take a lawyer there to defend them. So we have to go through the legal process. That is the only way Oforiatta can
They
come.
have to serve him. He has to have notice of the ongoing matter here. He can choose not to come, or he comes. If he chooses not to come, the trial will go on. When he's sentenced, he's sentenced.
In absentia.
Yeah.
But in the court in America, they need to know that it is not politically motivated. And that is what he is trying to use
because
there.
we know he has instructed lawyers there who are acting on his behalf.
Yes.
I mean, one of the international lawyers actually reported
that you can bring somebody from America.
The lawyer was
I said, hence
that's the point.
The OSP has gone down the road he's gone, and he's now brought counts against him. Because that is what he's using out there.
You can't freeze his assets yet because he's not been judged yet. So now this is the process, the preliminary stages. Let's wait and see how the legal process
But there should be a way out to freeze his assets.
I mean, they're able to do that. Just that they would have. I think under the OSP Act, they will have to go for confirmation of this.
His assets can be.
I mean, all these
can be freezed, can be frozen.
Because he's actually using the resources that we claim are ill-gotten to fight his coming back.
Because now the bill is 50 million, right? 50 million each. That's a lot of money.
Okay,
so cut him off.
I mean, all these are...
Wait. What we need to do is question President Akufo-Addo. He is part and parcel of the setup. Let's start the questioning with him. It will pull him.
I mean, indemnity clause, remember?
So
you can't send the president to court. That is in our laws.
This morning for this important discussion. My guests have been Professor Enoch Opoku-Antwi. Professor Enoch Opoku-Antwi is a governance analyst. Ebo Bachman with the United Party also joined us this morning. Kwame Jantua, a legal practitioner, member of the Convention People's Party, also joined us as well. Abraham Amaliba, Director General, National Road Safety Authority, also joined us in the studio. As always, he's a lawyer. He's also with the Yeah, yes, he's not married to Mr. Janto at all. He wanted to make that point quite clearly. Tomorrow is we are told tomorrow is Solomon Owusu United Party, his late sister's funeral that will take place at the Gbawe cluster of schools. We'll be going there to support him.
Tomorrow we are also having Dr. Mani Buame's funeral in
Koforidua,
just in park from 12 noon to 6 p.m. I'll be there, so let's all meet and say goodbye to Kofi.
I will see you tomorrow.
Yes, but before we go, if you want to look smart and fashionable, visit any Woodin boutique nationwide. Today, Woodin offers an amazing collection of authentic African fabrics and ready-to-wear that come in beautiful designs and colors for men and women. With Woodin, you can get creative and versatile with your designs, be confident and show off how truly African you are in Woodin. Go to a Woodin boutique near you today and choose from a variety of trendy products to complement your unique style. You can follow Woodin Fashion on Facebook, Instagram at Woodin Fashion, and TikTok at Woodin_fashion. And as I say every week, my outfit is sponsored proudly by Woodin. Special thanks to Woodin for always sponsoring this. Can we do the cash out draw now, Shadrach? Okay, we'll do that shortly during the break. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back.